Dum, dum, dum.
Hey guys, Sean here. Beeman BP50. This is otherwise known as the F4 in Asia. I may have the only black one in North America right now until somebody hits theirs with some RIT dye. I imported this from Taiwan because it was black, and also trying to avoid the tariffs I've been getting whacked with by my own government, buying products from the United States. Sorry guys, that's the way it is. This cost me about $350 Canadian. I know you can buy it for about $100 US, but add shipping, add exchange, add duties, add tariffs, and this is where you end up. So here it is. Beeman BP50 F4 comes in this cardboard box, kind of, it's not the best packaging, but it came very well bubble wrapped. What does it say? 50 caliber, semi-automatic, CO2 powered, 8-round magazine, 20 shot capacity. I'm assuming that means 20 shots per CO2. Automatic trigger safety, and a muzzle velocity of 385 feet per second. Here are the dimensions here. It says it weighs 1.35 pounds, an effective range of 150 feet. I highly doubt that, but that's what it says. Now, if you're in Canada, this here is very important. I was concerned this was stuck in customs for a little bit longer than I would have liked, and I thought maybe it was going to get kiboshed, but unbeknownst to me, it came in a well-advertised box with the velocity marked on it. Many times things that ship from Taiwan come in like cardboard boxes, unlabeled, and that can be very dangerous for us here, because if they can't, if there's no barcode or any labeling or any directions whatsoever, it's red flagged, and it could go through a whole process to try and get it or just give up. So let's open it up. We'll go through it, what we see on the surface, and then I'll kind of tell you what I know about it already on the inside. All right, so here we go. As I said, look at this. It comes in this plastic, fantastic packaging. We got an owner's manual here. Assuming it tells me, all the important stuff that we never actually look at. Crack this guy over here. So, first observations, there's no extra magazine. I'm assuming it just comes with one. And that is correct. One magazine only. It is all plastic. It is a good quality, probably polymer. Doesn't feel cheap at all. It's got some heft to it. Picatinny rail up top, Picatinny rail down below here. This front sight is adjustable. Ooh, and look at that, fiber optics, or at least they're colored. See that? Green on the front, or sorry, orange, red on the front, green on the back. They are adjustable for windage, it appears, so they kind of slide back and forth. There's no elevation. Trigger guard, as mentioned in the box, is operated by the trigger only. There is no cross-bolt safety here or anything like that. It is 12 grams CO2 powered. Does that look awfully familiar, right? So it is a push to puncture. And look at that too. That gold cylinder in there. CO2s go upright like that. In like that, boom, Bob's your uncle. That is about all I can tell you from the outside. Now using my super duper X-ray vision, I can tell you the barrel is plastic. Wah, wah, wah. So first upgrade is going to be obviously aluminum or a steel barrel. Uh, it is inside the sear system. Looks identical to an X68. You can see it has a cap in the back, just like an X68. I haven't had the privilege of looking inside the actual mechanism itself, but looking in at this, it's kind of that pot metal, you know, cast shell that you're familiar with the Umarex or, you know, the Salt Supply. Oh, one other thing. The detents in this, from what I can tell, are steel ball bearings, much like the X68, but the X68 uses those Delrin balls. This has steel balls. They're not accessible from the outside, but being they're steel, they should probably never be an issue. Even the X68 for that matter, I pounded on that thing and they sent you extra balls or extra detents, but I don't know anybody who's even had to change them before yet. Let's, before we load this up and shoot it, I want to put some calipers on this barrel. Come on. Let's just see what the actual diameter is, because I don't want to blow up the plastic barrel too quickly here. So it's checking in 12.3, 12.4 approximately. Calipers aren't the best tool for doing that, but all right. Let's compare the size. I know some of you guys asked, let's compare it to some of the more common markers. And I did bring some out here. My BP50 now, obviously I got a rear adapter in here, but we'll do trigger to trigger or grip to grip. So they're about the same thickness, but obviously the HDP has got a much longer barrel on it. This thing is pretty compact. I mean, look at, like, this is awesome. I love the size. The size is perfect. Size is perfect. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, we got a Beeman LE. Obviously, I have an extended cap on this and such. This is my Projectile LE, but the thickness, this isn't much. This isn't much thicker. In the hand, this grip is really nice, whereas this one's a bit chonky, but you can see there, if this was an SD and didn't have the barrel and the 12 gram CO2, they'd be almost identical in size, like literally, like C hairs off. Which just goes to show if Beeman and that CL, oh, well, this isn't a CL video, but they could have done better. They could have done better. All right, well, 43 cal. This is my Glock 43 cal Umarex. These are almost identical size as well. Obviously, the grip on the Glock is laid back a little bit more a la Glock style, but, you know, length, even the grip length with the cap and everything, right on par. And last but not least, one that not too many people have seen, and it is coming. Milsig is distributing this, and there were some delays on their end. No big deal, that happens. Sicarius GD50. This is the only mag-fed 50 cal. Oops. Launcher. There's where all my steel balls are. The only mag-fed 50 cal that I owned until now. But you can see the size difference. Yeah, it's huge. There's a big difference there. Yes, this can be made smaller, but as it stands, this is, according to Milsig, this is the less lethal version that I have. I have a bigger chamber in this, but with this barrel length, it's 30 joules. So what can we expect from this? They advertise 16 joules. I have seen some videos of higher. And on that note, I will name drop a couple of channels, Airguns Anonymous and Forget About Dre. Have their early hands on this in the orange version. So I'll put their links to their channel down in the video description so you can check it out. They beat me to it. No big deal. Now let's try some projectiles. Just see what fits in this barrel. So 12.4 millimeter is what we are kind of leaning at. These Riot balls are, so these are from riotballs.com. They are 3.5 grams and they are 12.3 millimeters. So they go in there pretty good, like without any effort at all. I have these from Home Defense 24. These are not PVC coated, so these are like a smooth coated ball. These are 12.5 millimeter, and they weigh 4.8 grams. And look at that, they got a little bit of stiction in there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't know if there's metal in these balls. Oh yeah, there is. Whew. All right, don't stick your balls down the barrel. Not until you're ready to shoot. So it looks like, I'm gonna go with these. They seem like a better bore match. I also have some 12.5 millimeter steel ball bearings. Those I don't know I'd want to put in there. So this barrel is a little bit on the tighter side. Like I said, 12.4, and these are 12.5, and these are like 12.4 and a bit. So that's why they got that little bit of, you gotta remember this barrel's plastic too. So yeah, for now, these 12.5 balls are out unless I see something change. Like after shooting this all of a sudden that plastic barrel loosens up. So we'll start with these Home Defense 24 steel coated balls. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says it holds 8. It looks like it holds 8. 8. 8, and the follower locked on the bottom. I know, forget about Dre was saying his look kind of janky, his lock, his follower lock. Mine looks like it's pretty solid with 8 in there, so maybe you just got a funky one. You know, obviously when these mags become available, I'll probably pick up some more. Okay, CO2 is next. As I said, it goes in that way. But I'm going to put a kind of a healthy glob on there because it is the first. Who knows how long these things have been sitting. Screw your cap in. Insert your mag. And let's see what it does. All ready to go. Now, I will say when it's got a CO2 in there and the mag's loaded up, it does have a kind of a weird balance. It is rear heavy, like grip heavy, but we'll see. I mean, it's so small, that doesn't really bother me, but it's just an observation. I think, you know, some people are picky about, you know, that weighted feel, you know, and I don't know, I'm not a fan of 8 gram CO2 at all, but I don't know, this thing just looks really good. And I think if they could have shrunk this cap up a little bit using an 8 gram, that might have been a good idea, but let's puncture it. They're gonna leak. Let's hope not. I didn't hear anything, like not even a hiss or a pop or a lock. These are 4.8 gram 50 caliber balls. 272. 224. Wow, that was a big drop down from 272. 250. And that could be because these balls maybe are too tight for this guy. 230. That one didn't read. very often my X radar does something like that. 266. Didn't read again. So weird. 244. I think that was the last one, wasn't it? It was. Woo! It's a little cracker. Well, let's just see how many rounds we get out of that. I think these balls are too tight for this, based on some of the videos I've seen. That velocity was kind of all over the place. Yeah, it just came out of the box, but still, that tells me ball drag. I'll fire off this CO2, and then I'll just load up those the smaller riot balls, and we'll see if that velocity stabilizes. So there's 8, so I fired 9 shots. 8 more. 260. 242. We'll go a little faster here. 234. 238. Didn't read. 228. It's starting to drop now. I can just hear the gas kind of petering out. 226. 218. That would be 18 shots. Let's just see. They said 20. 19, 20, 21, 22, and that's it. She's out. And it does have 80 gas. I would say 20 shots is a pretty accurate representation of, you know, having decent power anyways. Those last 2 are just flutters. All right. I don't know what that power was, but let me clean the trap out so I don't mix these balls up because they're all white, and we'll try the smaller diameter riot balls and just see if that velocity stays more consistent. During the intermission, I just ran those numbers quickly, and well, yeah, nothing to write home about. It varied wildly, kind of 12 to 16 joules, so I'm totally thinking it's those balls are just, and they're rubber coated. They're not that smooth PVC coating. So I think they were just kind of dragging down the barrel. So I have riot balls loaded up. These are 3.5 grams, 12.3 millimeters. So they're a lot smaller, and they're PVC coated. Didn't really give this too much time to warm up. So here we go. See if that velocity is a little more consistent. $294. 284. 284. 280. Yes. Yes. That's more like it. Those other balls are definitely too tight. All right. Enough's enough. Reload. That magazine, the little follower on top, is far more sensitive than X68. If you just, like, you're not loading those properly, they come a-flying out of there. That's it, she's out. What are my thoughts on this, guys? Well, just like anything that comes out of the box, well, I'm never happy with it. It performs as advertised, I guess. Are there things that could be improved? Absolutely, and those will come in due time. The size is just right. I mean, everything else is just too big. This is perfect size. Needs a little more juice. I think, safe to say, Everybody's gotten used to the X68 just pumping out like 50 joule shots or 40, 50 joule shots. In a 50 caliber, 50 joules is far more damaging than 50 joules in 68. So when we think about pumping one of these up, 30, 35 joules is gonna be about the equivalent joules per square inch of a 68 cal. So keep that in mind. 50 caliber is just a smaller ball. It penetrates more, which doesn't really lend itself to less lethal when you're hey, not so fast. Congratulations on hanging out to the end. So, the importance of bore matching. Well, this plastic barrel is absolute junk. My calipers, when I'm measuring the end, the plastic is kind of flared funny. So, as it turns out, these chrome steel balls from Home Defense 24 are 12.5 millimeter. They do fit in this barrel. Just because of the janky end, they didn't want to go in, and my caliper showed a different measurement. Plastic barrels suck. So I have 7 loaded up in this magazine. I tried to put 8 in. It would not take 8 because these balls are a little bit bigger, and I'm assuming that's just the tolerance there. So, redemption. My results were, the rubber balls, I saw 16 joules, but it was all over the place. They're rubber. The PVC balls were consistent, but they're small, so there's a lot of blow-by. This is for all the marbles. 8 grams. 206. 202. 200. 198. 196. 194. Better, 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 better. It is in fact not a powerhouse, but 15 joules. It was consistent. So I would say a 12.5 millimeter diameter projectile is best for this. Is 8 gram too much for it out of the box? Yes. So I need to get some different projectiles, but this barrel sucks. Get a new barrel. We need a new barrel. Barrel, barrel, barrel.